All right, we're back. Have comic book movie news with a little bit of TV sprinkled in it this week.
Mhm.
Now, we're going to start off with Doctor Strange. Not a lot to note about it, but it's supposed to be going into filming within the next month. Pretty exciting. We know that WandaVision will be coming out this year, so we know that that'll be tying directly into Doctor Strange. So we're pretty excited about that. Do you have any thoughts on that, or do you want to just keep
No,
on going?
just just another happy reaction that another movie's starting going to production. I wish them all well and hope they stay safe. And because they're due out what 2022.
Yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
so yeah, like just glad to see they're getting back into the thick of things and hope they're all safe.
Yeah, definitely. And moving on, we have the casting of Miss Marvel. Um, so the title character, Miss Marvel herself, is going to be Iman Vellani, if I pronounced her name correctly.
I think
Uh,
you got that. I think you got that
yeah,
one.
yeah, I'm like 1 for 20 on pronunciation. But here's the thing: she's a complete unknown. I've never seen her in anything. I think they just did round after round of auditions and decided on her for the casting. Um, so, what are your thoughts on what's going on
Um,
with that?
I mean, it's hard to like say like, oh, she's perfect for the casting because as you just said, she's basically a newcomer, and it's hard to predict like what happens. But I mean, I trust Marvel. I trust Marvel in terms of the casting, and I feel like this could be like when George Lucas casted like Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher all the way back in Star Wars. Like nobody knew who they were, but they became like icons. They perfectly embodied their characters, and so um I mean, it's great. Kind of like your Doctor Strange with the Doctor Strange news. Like, it's great that they're still like working. They're still working to getting this product out and following up what we did, what we covered. Tatiana Maslany as She Hulk. What, like 2 weeks ago at this
Yeah,
point, roughly.
yeah,
That's crazy. But yeah, they're assembling all the new players in Phase Four. I guess next would be Moon Knight, which is a casting I'm definitely excited, very excited to see what they do. So shout out to her. Like, can you imagine, like, you're trying to break into the entertainment industry and you break in not as a supporting cat, not just in Marvel, but as a lead character in Marvel. Like, that's so awesome.
yeah. That's
Shout out to her.
that's a pretty big start for a
Right.
career.
Have you heard there's a story going around that apparently like she gave the original Captain Marvel movie like a low review on Letterboxd, but her thing was like I will defend Brie Larson unto death or something like that. And it was kind of cute to see like her like already having like Larson in such high respect. I
Hmm.
can't wait to see those two interact. I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah. I wonder what she'll think about giving a low review to Captain Marvel. I wonder what's that's like.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who would have done that. But anyways, moving on. We touched upon this last week in a video, so we're just gonna go maybe a little bit deeper in a little bit different of a direction than before. Jamie Foxx is Electro again, in what seems to be, from what he posted on Instagram, to be a new iteration. He's
Mhm.
not blue, thank God.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably saves them money too that he's not completely blue. But here's my thoughts on it. Now we have this whole multiverse thing that seems to be starting in WandaVision, which is said to play directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Mhm.
So I'm curious if, because Spider-Man's the in-between film and you have Electro, who's a character from the
Garfield movies.
Garfield Spider-Man movies, that if there's going to be some sort of connection from the multiverse that starts in WandaVision, it carries on into Spider-Man and he has to deal with all this multiverse stuff, and then it's going to end with Doctor Strange fixing the multiverse.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Um, well, let's see. On the whole multiverse aspect, you can check out basically my full comments on that in our first Electro video about how like I'm a little like not underwhelmed, just like not as enthused as some people, just because like DC Comics already kind of pulled out all the stops for a interconnected media, live action media multiverse, like basically a year ago at this point with their Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover on the CW and announcing Michael Keaton was coming back as Batman in the Flash movie. Um, and as for your um, take on how like Spider-Man could be Spider-Man 3 or whatever it will be called, like being the second part in this like opening of the multiverse. Honestly a bit iffy, if only just because if only Far From Home hadn't ended the way they had. Like if
Hmm.
Far From Home dropped a bombshell on everyone when they were like when Mysterio was like, oh hey, he's like that's Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Everyone, I remember everyone like losing their minds, and then we are all like, how will he get out of this? How will like people were saying like, will he need a lawyer? Will She-Hulk or Daredevil appear? And then all of
Hmm.
a sudden it's like actually we're opening up the multiverse here and we're bringing Jamie Foxx as Electro. I feel like if this was a fourth movie, then I'll be like, okay, like this is definitely very interesting. Like Spider Verse is obviously a thing, but I don't know. I just hope that they balance whatever they set up in Far From Home with this, because you know, I don't think for me personally, I don't know if Jamie Foxx. I don't. It doesn't feel like Jamie Foxx was in the plan until only recently, and I just hope they were like, oh, we can like go with the multiverse now, so let's like shove him in there, even though we had like a story set up already. I just I don't know, because like it feels like there's so much going on with just the fact that Peter Parker's identity got exposed to like the entire world, and
Hmm.
now you have the multiple worlds coming in. So I don't know. I probably just need to hear more about the direction they're going with it, how they're going to incorporate everything. So we'll see. I'm glad
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx is back, though. I'm glad he won't be blue. Um, why they that was definitely a very interesting creative decision back in 2014. But
that's a nice way of putting it. It's like a failed Watchman, in my opinion. But Dr. Manhattan can't be everywhere to save the day. Uh,
mm,
but moving on, we have the little bit of a sprinkle of TV news, which is the most important thing to me, which is maybe the best show on television. At least my favorite show on television, I should say. I don't know if it's the best, but The Boys season 2 finale comes out this Friday. If you're not watching it already, you have like I don't know what you're doing. You're definitely doing stuff that is not worth your time that you could be watching The Boys
I'm
instead.
watching Avatar. All right, I'll get to it.
Oh, I'm not talking to you specifically, or maybe I am, but it is so much fun. It's a dark twist on like what superheroes would actually be in the real world, which is corporate jerks for the to keep it PG-13 so we don't get taken out by YouTube. Um, but I'm really excited for this. I don't want to spoil anything that's happened because there are a lot of people who need to watch the show that haven't watched it yet, and it is so interesting, and the thematics of kind of how celebrities live their life and how artificial it can be and how artificial Hollywood can be as a whole as a theme within the show is so fascinating in season 1, and the way they kind of expand that into season 2 is as well. So definitely go check that out. But with that, that wraps up our comic book movie news with a sprinkle of television, as we said, for this week. Um, if you have anything you want us to talk about, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.